There's more shenanigans afoot at USPSA, and this actually makes for an interesting story. Um, and it's about the USPSA vice president kind of soft banning a member from matches. So, Practical Shooting Insights, that's an Instagram account. Derek Lewis, he's been a pretty vocal critic of USPSA. He actually got kicked out right along with me. Um, he posted some more kind of leaked internal communications from USPSA. One of them from April. You can go check it out if you want. It's 2 pages. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it's an email from Leighton Uthausen, kind of going crazy. Um, and it's kind of normal stuff from him. Uh, Not anything surprising if you know the guy, but there's a really interesting part of it that applies to a particular member. And the member saw this leaked email and kind of connected some dots, and then he posted his story. So, uh, in the email, Leighton references this member. His name's Thomas Smith. He's posted this whole thing to Instagram as well. That's thomas.smith.az is his Instagram account if you're curious. Uh, what he says is board members and HQ staff are mercilessly attacked online for actions they had no part in. It's interesting to note that one of my online/email critics, Thomas Smith, who is part of the Steger Hopkins Derrick group, is demanding the board resign and specifically mentions all of the directors except for Area 3 and Area 7. I should add that Mr. Smith supported Matt Hopkins and was mortified when Matt Hopkins resigned. Um, yeah, so that's what's in the email, and it's really interesting. And it goes on to ask, like, Leighton is demanding of the Area 3 and Area 7 directors, say, hey, why aren't you included in this? Like, what's going on? Now, if you follow the bylaws and you see how people vote, it's pretty obvious that he's um, not not included in this. And as far as Thomas Smith being a part of any group, well, Leighton knows that dude better than I do. I mean, I've met him. I don't really know him. I think I've talked to him. He's not part of any group, but he's just a critic of Leighton and the rest of the board. So this internal email where Leighton is talking about this guy, this helped him connect some dots. So what actually ended up happening is this guy was registered, ready to go for his area match. I think yes, he got a forced withdrawal from his area match a few weeks after this was written. Um, So this guy was Thomas Smith was signed up, paid for his area match, which is controlled by Leighton, the vice president of USPSA, and he just gets like, yep, send him a refund, and then they just went crickets on him and wouldn't answer any emails. So in effect, Leighton banned the guy from his own area match and just won't tell him about it, won't tell him why. Uh, they can do this, by the way. Match directors can stop you from participating in their match, but if it's a USPSA match, there's a process for that. They just have to send communication to USPSA and explain why. Like, well, why can't this person participate in your matches? That actually makes a lot of sense for USPSA as an organization. Think about it. Like, if some guy can't be at your club, like, hey, no, this guy's unsafe. Like, this guy's a problem for whatever reason, and he can't be at your match, well, you probably don't want him at any matches, if he did something like that. So, yeah, they probably shouldn't. I mean, that makes sense as a rule. But the rule in this case, I don't think it was followed. So, and it's just a very interesting story here where you see kind of guys getting retaliated against for just having a different opinion to say, hey, Leighton, I disagree with you. I don't like what you're doing. I think you should resign. This guy's not an a-hole. He's just has a different opinion. He doesn't swear anything like me. So he kind of gets low key kicked out. He gets kicked out of what Leighton can kick him out of, and then nobody's going to do anything about it. It's just a fascinating situation, and not surprising for me at all, having been I was a USPSA member for quite a while. Um, so this sort of thing, like, yeah, obviously that's how that's going to work, and that's why there's not more vocal critics, by the way, because there's definitely going to be consequences. So I guess now the USPSA vice president soft banning a dude from a match just for having a different opinion, and I guess that's fine. I guess that's how USPSA works.